Hey there, I'm Ari from the Tech Buyers Guru, and I've got another product review for you here on the channel today. And this is actually going to be a shootout. I am going to be pitting two competing products against each other, the Cleer Ally and Audio-Technica ATH-CK3TW. These are both true wireless headphones, or earbuds as I usually call them. These are both 2019 models. They're both still current. As it turns out, both companies are really going head-to-head in this market, and at CES 2020, both of them announced noise-canceling versions of these earbuds. They're going to cost a lot more. So these come in at $150 and $120 respectively, and the ones with active noise cancellation, or ANC, will come in at around $250. And I'm not sure about the Audio-Technica version. The Cleer Ally version is actually already launched, but it's sold out immediately, so you can't quite buy it right now. But anyway, they're very, very current. Let's put it to you that way. Now, my personal opinion is that in earbuds, active noise cancellation is not necessarily the best use of battery power, okay? Because both of these are going to have pretty limited battery power. And I have noise canceling headset that I think does a better job getting rid of noise, but who knows? I'll probably eventually review the noise canceling version of these, and maybe I'll be impressed. But for now, I'm just going with the standard versions that were released in 2019. And I'm going to do a shootout. I'm going to give you all the pros and cons of both of these. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what comes in the box, and then I'm going to show you how these operate, and then give you my thoughts on the audio quality, the usage of the two devices, and then really which one I prefer to use on a daily basis. So I'll be back in a second. Opening up the Cleer Allies, we see a nicely organized package with a number of wing tips plus ear tips for customization, so you can get a really personalized fit. I did try a number of these and they were great. You also, of course, have the case itself. This is the charging case. So you can see taking out the earbuds is pretty easy, and when you put them back in, they start charging automatically. You'll see that red light turn on. So they're both charging, and you also see the white light in the front of the case that indicates that it's charging. I was a little disappointed to see this micro USB charging port. I really wish it were a more modern Type-C port. And I also wish that the earbuds were a little bit more securely held inside the case. They can jostle around and fall out when you open it. And they didn't always make perfect contact with the charging port. I sometimes had to reseat them. Note that they're rated for 10 hours of battery life, plus another 20 hours with the charging case, for a total of 30 hours of runtime. Turning to the Audio-Technicas, I was a lot less impressed with the packaging. Just a couple plastic bags at the bottom of the box, not up to the standards of the Cleer Ally, but luckily once you get into the actual product itself, it is very well designed. The earbuds are secured magnetically in the charging case. That means they snap right into position and start charging, making great contact with those charging points. The earbuds are secured so tightly that you can actually turn them upside down and they won't fall out, even with the case open. Note that the white lights do turn on when they're charging, but there are no lights on the outside of the case to indicate charging, which is a little bit of a disappointment. At least the case uses a modern Type-C charging port rather than outdated micro USB. The earbuds are rated for 6 hours of runtime, plus another 24 hours in the charging case, for a total of 30 hours. Now let's talk about how they work. All right, I'll start with the Audio-Technicas. So as soon as I take these out of the case, they should turn on. Let's see. They usually turn on. So it just told me Bluetooth was connected. All I have to do is take them out of the case. So that's pretty slick, all right? There's no power button. Actually, neither of these has a power button. So they're completely automatic. When you put them back inside the case like this, they'll automatically shut off. Now, another nice thing about the Audio-Technica earbuds is that I can control the volume. I tap once on the left and it makes it louder. Double tap and it makes it quieter. And that is actually completely independent of the app you're using, because that's at the phone level, at the OS level, or Android level in this case. So it doesn't matter what app you're using. The app I'm listening to right now, it doesn't seem to hook up quite right with the commands I'm giving it. So for on the right earbud, for instance, on the right earbud, I'm supposed to be able to pause or play by tapping once, and it doesn't always get it right. So it paused, but it won't play. So it may depend on the app you're using. Now, the thing that I really have an issue with these earbuds isn't evident when I'm sitting here talking to you, not really moving around very fast. But when I use them at the gym, which is what I use headphones for generally, and what I know a lot of people use headphones for, I just can't get these to stay in place. No matter what I do, whether I'm on a treadmill or an elliptical, as I start moving around at the gym, and this could apply if you're walking, if you're running outside, if you're maybe on a bus or train and you're moving around, or you're at the airport, anytime that you're getting jostled or you're jostling your earbuds, there's a very good chance that they're going to work free. And yes, you could fuss with the different earpieces they have, but I think no matter what, just the way that these sit in your ear with so much weight outside of your ear, it's going to be hard to get around the fact that they don't really stay in place. And if you're the type of person who listens to music and wants earbuds in a one location, you're not going to be moving around. Maybe you're just going to be sitting maybe at the library listening to music. Maybe you're on a train and it's a long train ride and you're just not going to be walking around. It's not a big issue. Then these are going to be great. I actually find them really comfortable. I found them more comfortable than the Cleer Allies actually when they're in place. But once I started moving around, it was just a no-go. They just didn't work. Okay, so that was a deal breaker for me. And that's a shame because everything else they do better than the Cleer Allies. Now let's talk about these Cleer Allies, okay? I'm going to take them out of the case. They should turn on automatically. It just said power on in a nice British accent. They're on. They're connected. I'm going to try the same. Now, with this model, there is no difference between right and left. They actually both have, I think, the same commands. But unfortunately, they don't work as well. So I'm supposed to be able to tap it once to play or pause. Or I should say tap it twice, actually. It's a double tap. But right now it's not doing anything, even though I am in my app. So, okay, I got it to pause. I got it to play. Let's see if it's the same thing on the left side. It did pause that time. And it played. Now, here's what really irks me about the Cleer Allies. There's no volume control. And I'm a little shocked that Cleer programmed these to have the exact same commands on both earbuds. Why do you need that? You're losing half of your functionality. And there's no volume control. That is nearly a deal breaker to me. I cannot control the volume from the earbuds. And that means every time it's either too loud or I need to quiet it down because I need to talk to someone, I have to go to my phone and change it manually with the switch on the side of my phone. I also found that here's the reality. Audio-Technica wins in terms of sound quality. There's no doubt that the Audio-Technica earbuds sounded so much better. They have a lot more bass, which may or may not be to your liking, but they, more importantly, have a ton more mid-range. Vocals, all sorts of instrumental music, it all sounds better on the Audio-Technica. There's just no question. I had another tester try them out as well, and they're like, oh yeah, the Audio-Technica sounds better. It has a lot more bass. It actually plays louder at any given volume. So it's hard to say apples to apples because it was hard to equalize the volume between the two, but I would say no matter how much fiddling you do with the volume, the Audio-Technicas are going to sound better. Despite all that, these are the ones I'm going to use. So I guess you could say these win the competition, the shootout, simply based on fit. It is so important. It's such an important factor in an earbud. Like, the reason I actually took as long as I did to review these things is because I didn't believe that these would actually work for my needs, that earbuds would actually stay in my ears. And frankly, Audio-Technica did not pass the test. All right, Audio-Technica, these worked the way I feared that they would. And that is, I would put them in my ears and they would immediately feel like they were coming out. I mentioned that both companies are coming out with noise canceling versions. I'm not at all interested in those, really. I might test them, but frankly, adding noise cancellation to either of these is not the solution that I'm looking for. It's not the added feature that would move me to recommend them more than I do now. I don't think these need noise cancellation. I think they need some other redesigning. Each of them a completely different redesign. The Audio-Technicas are fantastic. They're super slick. I love the tiny case. I love the sound quality, but they just have to redesign this earbud so it stays in my ear. That's the only thing you need to do, Audio-Technica. But it's a major thing, right? Cleer Ally, Keep the shape, it's awesome, and change everything else. Now, I should say that they're coming out with a new earbud, I think in late Q2, and that is going to be called the Cleer Goal, and that is actually going to be their specific like athletic sports edition. It's going to probably sit even better in the ear. It's going to have even greater waterproofing. I should mention that these are not waterproof at all. The Audio-Technicas are not waterproof, whereas the Cleer Allies are rated IPX5. So again, for athletics, for sports, if you're outside running, the Cleer Allies are definitely the ones you're going to want to go with over the Audio-Technicas. So the Cleer Goals, which are coming out, like I said, like mid-2020, may be the perfect earbuds. They're actually going to be cheaper at $130, down from $150, but they have to add more controls. I really want a volume control. Please add a volume control, and ideally slightly better sound quality. Now, for an athletic earbud, I don't think that's super critical. For audiophile, I don't think audiophiles are buying earbuds. But if you're an audiophile looking for earbuds, you're probably going to want to go with Audio-Technica, and they have a higher end version, 5TW or something like that, which is probably going to have even better audio quality. But in the end, some of the things I feared about earbuds that kept me out of this market so long are still present in both of these. And so it's kind of my request of both companies is go back to the drawing board. Keep the stuff that works and ditch the stuff that doesn't. Neither of these products is perfect. Learn from each other's mistakes. Look at your competition. You guys are both in the same market, basically creating the same product and doing it completely differently. And that's great. You didn't copy each other. That's really, really cool. But look at what each of you does better and try to one-up each other. I love competition in the market. That's why I'm doing this as a shootout. Because frankly, just testing one of these in a vacuum, out of context, wouldn't tell me or all of you in the audience much about how these true wireless earbuds work. But I think being able to give you my impressions of these in use is hopefully going to be more useful. It's certainly useful to me to see, well, how do these two directly competing products work, and which one would be the one I would choose? Like I said, today I go with the Cleer Allies, but I'd like to see something even better. And hopefully later in 2020, I will. So until then, I'm Ari from the Tech Buyers Guru. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe. Post your comments down below. I'll be sure to answer them, and I'll catch you soon.